3131.
You're listening to Allman in the Morning, Common Sense Radio.
Yeah, so Donald Trump doesn't want to meet with the media, and you wonder why. ABC here on Trump's cabinet, cut number 7 here, KT.
All right, so there's a concern about the lack of diversity so far in the hiring. We saw that he brought in Michelle Rhee and Nikki Haley, but is there really any likelihood of a pick who's not a white male at this point?
Yeah. By the way, what's wrong with white males, first of all? Secondly, what do you want, a black guy so you can call him an Uncle Tom? Is that what you're hoping for? Because that's what they'll do. Or a woman to call her a traitor. Just go back, as Greg, the caller earlier, pointed out. Ladies and gentlemen, so pleased to have Ainsley Earhardt on the show with us, fresh off of Fox and Friends and fresh into a brand new book. And I got to tell you, it's awesome. One thing I have to tell you, Ainsley, I love it when first off in the morning you say, good morning to you and your family.
Oh, thank you. I
That's
appreciate you saying that. Family's important to all of us. And, you know, I have a great family. I'm so fortunate to have I've been born into this awesome mom, awesome dad. I have brother and sister down in South Carolina, and I've learned so much from them, and that's kind of what this children's book is about. And then I had a little girl about a year ago. She turned a year on November 6th. So
nice.
Family is so important. How many children do you have?
I have 5.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
you were busy.
Yeah, and you know what? The note leaving, I understand. It's just one of those things where, you know, it's really why I'm here, in my opinion. Why I am alive is because of is to support my children and to be a father.
That's so sweet.
So,
how old are your children?
26 to 6.
Wow. Yeah, you have a big impact on them, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Being their dad, and I just applaud you for loving them so much. And do you do this too? You leave the notes for them?
Occasionally, yeah. I mean, most of the time, though, if I have a spare moment, it's with them. So I never miss a time to be with them. So, that's why I so love your book and love the story that you tell and the stories that you tell about just basically loving, protecting, cherishing the babies.
Oh, well, thank you. You know what? No one's ever told me thank you for opening the show with good morning to you and to your family. So every time I say that now, I'm going to think of you, Jamie.
Well, thank you, because I really think that's a very special thing, and it's very unusual, and I noticed it right off the bat. Because it's a very sweet signature thing, and I think it's important, but it says a lot about you and how you think and how you live. So I love that.
It takes one to know one. I mean, I know you're a great guy and well-respected, and but thank you so much for having me on to talk about this children's book. It's called Take Heart, My Child, and it started out, Jamie, I met with the publisher, and I had this dog book, a book about my little dog, and they said, tell us about your life and yourself, and I told them that mom was a school teacher. She's the best lady. She left to go, teach these tiny little kids, left at 7 o'clock in the morning. Dad was in charge of breakfast for all 3 of us, and he would leave us little notes next to our cereal bowl. And those notes, I was telling them this, and they were like, do you still have those notes? And I said, I have a lot of them, and I have a lot of what he taught me in my mind. And so I gave them this folder of all the notes and letters that I had saved that Dad had given me, and I talked to my brother and sister about it, and we just we hated it when we were growing up. So we were like, Dad, stop, another lesson. Can we just be kids? Can we just eat our cereal? But he always had to teach us a lesson, and now, obviously, I'm so grateful. So we laughed last night. I called my dad. I said, Dad, those little notes that you left us down in Columbia, South Carolina, we're just a small little middle-class family in South Carolina, they are touching the hearts and lives of kids all over this country. Dad, this children's book is #1, beating novels and beating 500-page books. I think a lot of that is because my dad's an awesome guy, and our country also needs to hear this kind of a message. It's just positive, and children's books are so important. Having my first little girl a year ago, I love and cherish any book that anyone gives me. So I am so excited about this. It completely came about in an organic way. God is so good, and I really can't take credit for it. My publisher, my agents, Fox News Channel has been awesome. You have been awesome to have me on your show, and our our country is just great. People are buying this book, and I am just so touched and so grateful.
Yeah, but I believe Take Heart, My Child is not only a teacher, but also a reinforcer to those who might be trying and not really knowing how much giving your child a sense of love and security really does mean something so much to them. So I just think it's a beautiful thing, and I so appreciate the fact that you wrote it. And it's one of those things, even to the degree now we do notes where you'll get into this where you're texting your kids, right? And I remember sitting down with my son. I said, "Listen, text me, but don't ever. You need to sign off." And like I would with you, even if it's a text, nothing worse than a period without saying "I love you" at the end. And that's what we do now with all my kids. There's never an I love you is always included in whatever text we send. And it's just one of those little things because it's a reassuring thing, but it's an important thing, and it's the only thing in the end that really makes us tick is that love with our children. So
yeah, that's right. That's so great.
I love it.
I'm glad that you do that because then you always, God forbid something happen. That would be the last message that you would give your children is "I love you."
Right on.
It's really sweet.
Well, you're such a great addition to the morning show, and you've had a great career, and I can't wait to have you on again sometime when you're not so pressed for time because I know you're very high in demand. So I appreciate you sharing your time with us, and thank you for that every morning greeting as well.
So sweet, and thank you. 10% of everything I make goes to Folds of Honor, and I just love that organization. But thank you to your audience for supporting me and supporting just my career. I'm really, really grateful, and I don't take you all for granted. You're the reason I have a job, and I thank you.
Thank you, Ainsley Earhardt. You are a blessing indeed. At Ainsley Earhardt, Take Heart, My Child, A Mother's Dream, and it's a fabulous book. We have the link to go ahead and find out where it is and how to get it. And best of luck to you, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
All right. Take care.
Right, bye-bye.
Thanks for the time. Yeah. She's awesome, huh?
What a sweetheart.
I know. Wow.
Nice as can be.
You always admire them when you see them on TV, and you just want to like them as much when you hear from her, and she's one of those.